Shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Heavenly Father's Son, the Son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and peace and blessings goes to the hopeful members of the Lord's elect, my brothers that are out on the highways pushing his word and truth in sincerity. I'm the brother Isaiah from GMS Los Angeles, and in today's lesson, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. But in today's lesson, I'd like to go into, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And this comes from two posts. This inspiration to do this lesson comes from these two posts that I recently saw on Instagram, from an alternative news site called Real News No Bullshit. All right, which is another good source to get news of what's going on around the world. And just like how our Lord Yahweh Shai commanded us to watch as well as pray. And we watch by seeing what's happening around the world. We watch for these prophecies, which prophecies is clearly popping off, man. We're coming to the end of Esau's world. We're coming to the end of the so-called white man's world. And we know how Esau's world is going to go out. It's going to go out by the way of fire. All right, all what is leading to, all what I'm about to show you is all going to lead to ultimately America being destroyed, as well as the land of Israel. Now, this comes from a post that Donald Trump posted on on his Twitter account, stating, based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, who is now the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions, just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, when you slide to the next post, it shows you what the former Russian president said. Trump's playing with the ultimatum game with Russia. 50 days or 10. He should remember 2 things. Russia isn't Israel or even Iran, right? America, you can't bully Russia or tell Russia what to do. They're going to do what they want to do because they're their own sovereign state. All right? It says each new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war, which is going to go out violently when these 2 countries finally go into war. It says, not between Russia and Ukraine, but within his own country. Don't go down the Sleepy Joe road. Now, you read a little bit of this. It says, developing President Donald Trump has announced that the U.S. has deployed 2 nuclear submarines to strategic regions near Russia in response to recent statements by former Russian president. Now, Russia's Security Council deputy chairman Dmitry Medvedev. All right, we read a little bit of what he said, but we're going to scroll down. Based on Trump's public schedule, the post was made during or after an intelligence briefing he was scheduled to have today.
And I'm here on behalf of my 11-year-old daughter who passed
nuclear
away,
triad and
and my
provides
parents.
survivable second strike capability.
We were
in the
part
event
of the
a nuclear
Casa
war.
Bonita community,
These
and
subs
there were
carry
9 others
Trident
that
2
were
B5
swept
nuclear
away.
missiles and are
The
designed
river
to
that we've
operate
loved so
undetected
much
beneath the ocean
killed
for
them.
months. All right, so we're basically in a Cold War Part 2 already. All right, back then when you had the Soviet Union, when they were in play, all right, it was a Cold War between the United States and America, but nothing happened because the elect has not been sealed. All right, the elect has to be sealed in order for the destruction to take place. All right, let's get that real quick in Revelation 7. Revelation 7:1, it says, "And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree." And the wind is referring to the nuclear destruction. All right, which could have happened during the era of the Cold War. All right, the first Cold War, which it didn't, because it wasn't time yet. The elect hasn't been sealed. It says, "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea." Right? Because you got to remember, it's the Lord that has these angels working on these different leaders' minds, like Russia. And, as well as Donald Trump, which I see him as, we here at Great Millstone, he's the perfect guy. He's the perfect guy to have the allies turn against him. He's the perfect guy to start this World War III between, all these nations, between America and Russia. He's the perfect guy to bring in this chip. He's the perfect guy to institute, these draconian measures. All right. He's the perfect guy. Perfect candidate. All right. Guy that has a mouth that he does not know how to seal. Okay. He's proud. And he's the perfect candidate. All right. But the angels are working on these different leaders' minds, man. All to what? To make sure the will of the Lord comes to pass. All right. To make sure what the Lord has planned, that everything goes as planned, how the Lord planned it to. All right. It says, verse 3, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of the Most High their foreheads." Right. These angels I was given a commandment to hurt the earth are not allowed to hurt the earth until the servants of the Most High are sealed. All right. And it says, "And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel," which we, us sincere believers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, hope to be a part of. All right, the 144,000, the Lord's elect. All right, so going into this next post, QAnon announces Russia is now mass producing new hypersonic missile capable of carrying nuclear and conventional warheads, claims it's impossible to intercept. It will soon be stationed in Belarus. All right. So now, since Donald Trump made that statement, Russia's all right. You want to put submarines near our? We're gonna mass produce more hypersonic missiles, and we're gonna put it in Belarus, just like what they did in the first Cold War. But instead, they put it in Cuba. So, hey, this Cold War is eventually gonna turn into a nuclear war. But of course, we had to have the mass producing of, the mass chipping of the whole world. That has to come to pass. And this World War III ain't just gonna pop off to be nuclear. It's gonna start off conventional. All these nations Lord's going to gather all these nations, like it says in Joel, the 3rd chapter, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the Middle East. All right. And then it's going to turn into a nuclear war, man. The stage of nuclear war is already being set, man. All right. Now, a hypersonic missile is the carrier system that carries these different nuclear warheads. All right. You have intercontinental ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. You have hypersonic missiles, which reach its target much faster and can go undetected, man. So like the scripture says, they'll come as a thief in the night. And the hypersonic missiles is something that America doesn't even have. They don't even have a defense against it. You have the U.S. Senate that's trying to that passed the bill by 2030 to have some type of defense against the hypersonic missiles. All right, you have Donald Trump talking about building the Golden Dome around America, which all that shit's gonna come to naught, because your defense system is not gonna stop America from being destroyed, man. All right, because in reality, these missiles are not, even though it's Russia's missiles and to the Chinese and Britain and France and North Korea's missiles, is really all the Lord's. All right, this is the Lord's missile. This is his weapons of his indignation that he's going to release upon Esau's kingdom. All right, let's get this in Isaiah 54 and 16. It says this: Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Right, a smith is someone that creates weapons. And these modern day smiths are these scientists. All right, you have something during World War II. After World War II, you had something called Operation Paperclip, where Russia and America rushed to Germany to get the German, the top German scientists, man. So they could build weapons. So it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. Or whose work? The Lord. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. And I have created the waster to destroy. And the waster is the nuclear missiles. The Lord is the one that gave you Edomites the technology and the knowledge and how to build these weapons for his purpose, for his work. All right. So you're not in control. The Lord is in control. All right. The Lord is going to force these nations, your allies, to come against America. The Lord is going to force Russia to shoot missiles on this place. And right now, the Lord is putting in Russia's heart to mass produce. He didn't say produce, but now we got to build way more. We got to mass produce these things, man. We got to hurry up, man. Mass produce hypersonic missiles that can carry nuclear missiles. All right, nuclear warheads. And that's the spirit, because when you go to let's get Revelation, I think it's the 9th chapter, when Apostle John, he saw the number of the horsemen. Let me see. Revelation 9:16, and the number of the army of the horsemen, which represent these nuclear missiles, nuclear warheads, it says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them, right? 200 million warheads. All right, because you have a hypersonic missile, or ICBM, that's able to carry multiple warheads, man. And we know that when you look up online how much nuclear warheads does Russia, Britain, France, they're not going to give you the exact number. All right, India, Pakistan, they're not going to give you the exact number. They're going to give you what they want to give you. So we know that these nations have way more than what we know of. So Apostle John, when he saw a vision of America being destroyed, he saw 200 million warheads hitting this place, man. Because like I said, it's a hypersonic missile and ICBM are just a delivery system. Once they go up in outer space and come down to the destination, the warheads, they split apart, all right, and hit its different target. And best believe the Lord, once the missiles are shut off in the sky, the Lord is going to be in control. And the Lord is in control the whole time. He's going to, when it's time for this place to be destroyed, the Lord's going to put it in their heart. All right, now it's time. Let's shoot missiles at this place, man. All right. Now let's show you a little clip. This is, they use this hypersonic missile in Ukraine. Look at that, man. Like stars, stars falling from heaven. You know, Apostle John likened these missiles like stars falling from heaven. It looked like a star, a bright light just coming out of nowhere. So they tested this in Ukraine. So let's read a little bit of this. It says, World News, Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced that they will now mass produce the Oreshnik hypersonic missile system, a next-generation weapon capable of carrying nuclear and conventional warheads that was tested on Ukraine last year. While sitting on a bench with Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, Putin made the announcement and confirmed that he would deploy the system to Belarus by the end of the year. Putin noted that Russian and Belarusian military specialists have already selected deployment sites within Belarus, and that work was underway to ensure the missile systems are fully operational soon. The Oreshnik missile is an intermediate-range ballistic weapon that Putin says can reach speeds up to of up to Mach 10. According to Russian officials, it has a range of 2,100 miles and can carry 6 warheads. Putin often boasts that the missile design and speed make it immune to interception, and that even conventional strikes could match the destructive force of a low-yield nuclear explosion. Russian state media often warns that the missile could easily reach NATO's headquarters in 17 minutes. This all comes after President Trump said that he ordered the deployment of 2 nuclear submarines to appropriate regions in response to a post on X by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. In that post, Medvedev alluded to Russia and U.S. going to war if Trump moves forward with secondary tariffs on Russia trading partners. In his statements, Trump called Medvedev's words foolish and inflammatory. He added, "Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances." All right, which we read what Medvedev said. So, hey, tensions are very high between these two, which is prophecy, because Russia is going to be the one to end America. Russia is the feet of the bear. All right, what Apostle John the beast saw the beast in Revelation 13, he saw the feet being the feet of a bear, which represents the end. All right, and the Lord is going to use Russia to put an end to this world, man, to put an end to Esau's world, to destroy America, man. All right, let's get Isaiah. There's a lot of before we'll probably end it with that, but there's a lot of scriptures that goes into this nuclear war, because many prophets saw visions of America be destroyed, and they prophesied, they wrote about it. All right, so let's get Joel, the 3rd chapter, and the 9th verse. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears." Right, your gardening instruments, your gardening tools, with agriculture tools, money that you could use to build up your infrastructure. A lot of these countries are using that money to build up the military, specifically their nuclear arsenal, which we see Russia doing. All right, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, "I am strong." Now we know Russia is not a weak nation; they've always been strong. But you have nations like North Korea, China. They were once weak, but now they're strong. Why? What makes them strong? Because they have the same capability that America does. They have nuclear missiles. All right. It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." And this is going to World War III. That's going to be fought in the Middle East. It's going to take place in the Middle East. The Lord's going to bring all these nations, China, Russia, North Korea, Russia's allies, and America's allies, all in the Middle East. All right, and he bring them to the valley of Jehoshaphat to bring judgment upon them. Let me end it here in Isaiah 9:5. It says, "For every battle of the warriors with a confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Okay, now in the ancient war, if two nations had a beef with each other, you had not only they send their soldiers out, the king will come and fight. All right, but they fought ancient style with swords, spears, arrows, shields. They had armor on, close combat. You see your enemy, you stab them up, arrows flying off, holding up your shield, not trying to get hit. You stab an enemy in his by his throat, blood gushes all over you. It's close combat. But this war is gonna be different. This war is gonna be a nuclear war. All right, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. What? Russia's gonna shoot missiles on America. America's gonna shoot missiles back. Britain's gonna shoot missiles on America. America's gonna shoot missiles back. And you might have India and Pakistan shoot missiles at each other, but they definitely gonna shoot missiles. It's gonna be a nuclear war, but all these missiles are gonna be aimed towards America. All right, all these missiles are gonna be really aimed towards America, man, because what we read in Revelation 9, 200 million warheads. So hey, Pakistan might have shoot missiles on India, but the Lord just has it hit America. I say that because these two countries were at tensions with each other this year, man. You know, it's war on the horizon. The Lord is definitely judging these nations, man. It's getting ready to judge these heathens. All right? But, you know, with that, Lord, when you're edified, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakha Kodash. Shalom.